This is the wooded area behind my backyard. It's a forest ecosystem located in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. There are numerous plant species such as red maple, white birch, and ferns, as well as animals like deer, coyotes, and blue jays. Energy transfer in the woods is conducted in a way in which primary producers such as raspberry bushes, grasses, and trees use sunlight energy via photosynthesis to generate energy for itself. However, it is only able to use a tenth of the sun's energy for itself, as 90% of the sun's energy is lost to the environment. Primary consumers consume these primary producers and obtain a tenth of their energy for themselves. 90% of the unconsumed energy is also lost to the environment. Can you think of primary consumers that could be found in Nova Scotia? Some examples include mice, small birds, squirrels, and insects. Secondary consumers consume the primary consumers and consume a tenth of their energy, since 90% of total energy is also lost through metabolic processes or has not been eaten. Can you think of secondary consumers that can be found in Nova Scotia? Some examples include snakes and raccoons. Tertiary consumers consume the secondary consumers and absorb a tenth of their energy, as the remaining 90% is also lost to the environment. This means that only 0.01% of the sun's original energy reaches the top of the trophic level pyramid. Can you think of some tertiary consumers in Nova Scotia? Examples include coyotes and bobcats. The entire energy transfer of trophic levels incorporates biotic and abiotic factors. Without the sun's energy, primary producers all the way to tertiary consumers would have no ability to obtain energy. The biosphere relies on abiotic factors like the sun to provide for all the living organisms. Decomposers, such as fungi, break down dead matter and return the nutrients back into the soil, where it will be taken in by primary producers to contribute to growth. Thus, a cycle. Living in the Western world tends to influence our perspective on nature, and often we don't treat it with respect because of Western values. For instance, the Hudson Bay Company contributed to the trapping and hunting of beavers for profit back in the 1700s. They used the indigenous hunting techniques to get as many beavers as possible to manufacture highly desirable goods, such as waterproof boots. However, the practice of Etuktumunk, or two-eyed seeing, is an incorporation of viewing things with an indigenous perspective and a Western perspective. It teaches us that Mi'kmaq treat the land of Mi'kma'ki, or Nova Scotia, with respect and consider it a living being. The Mi'kmaq do not overhunt the land. Instead, they opt to use everything from a single hunt in a sustainable way. For example, a moose could provide meat as food, bones for making sewing needles, and sinew for string. Clifford Paul, a moose management coordinator at Unamaki Institute of Natural Resources, explained that the indigenous promised the moose they would hunt it with love in their hearts, treat it with respect, share it with people in need, and harvest all of its parts. Nothing is wasted. This practice can be applied in all of our lives, especially during the 21st century, where global warming is a major factor that must be stopped. Using the concept of Etuktumunk, let's be mindful of our surroundings. For instance, let your grass grow a little taller so that bumblebees can pollinate the naturally growing flowers found in your lawn. Bike or walk whenever you're going a short distance. Being mindful of our surroundings helps the ecosystem to grow, as well as teach us to treat nature with the same respect that the indigenous have taught us.